It's week 5, going on week 6, and you've worked very hard on your broiler chicken project. We've got 1 week left, and all of your hard work will pay off because you're at the fair. But as you're weighing your broiler chickens, you notice that the trend on their growth is just getting out of hand. You know that you want 7-pound broiler chickens for the fair. You want 3 of them so that you hit that 21-pound pin. But your broilers are just growing a little too fast. I've got 3 ways that you can help your growth rate slow down. And the third way that we're going to talk about doesn't even involve pulling their feed. So before we get into the 3 different ways, we're going to blow our broiler chickens' rate of gain down. We need to define rate of gain. So rate of gain is that number that they were growing by each time that you weighed your broiler chickens. So let's pretend that you weighed your broiler chickens at week 4 and they were 4 pounds. Then they gained a half a pound and they were 4.5 pounds. Your rate of gain would be 0.5 pounds. In that amount of time. So then as you multiply that amount of time, I recommend weighing our broiler chickens every 2 to 3 days. We can get a growth chart on these broiler chickens so we can get an expected arrival weight on each broiler chicken when we get to the fair. So our first way that we can slow the rate of gain down on our broiler chickens is by feeding them a lower protein feed. So if you were feeding them a 28% feed. If you backed your broiler chickens down to a 22% feed, you're going to slow your broiler chickens down. Now, we need to watch that what we're not doing is feeding them a 22% feed and dropping much lower than that, because not only are we going to slow our broiler chickens down, we could risk stopping our broiler chickens from gaining and or making them fat. Our next way of stopping the broiler chickens growing, if they are growing way too fast, is by raising the feeder up after 12 hours of feeding. This is called ration feeding our broiler chickens, or turning the lights off. And we can do this, and this works extremely well. But the only problem with this way, and the reason our third method of feeding our broiler chickens and slowing our rate of gain down gonna work better, is as we are going and ration feeding our broiler chickens, we are going to make them soft. So we will stop our rate of gain at the cost of wrecking our hard broiler chickens. And our third way of stopping or slowing down our rate of gain, and the one that I like to use the most, is by feeding them steam-rolled oats mixed into the feed that they're already feeding. So this works because it's a fiber source, so it makes our broiler chickens full. It's going to slow our broiler chickens down while also keeping them somewhat hard. And we can come back in with a protein supplement. We just got to watch our rate of gain so that at weigh-in, we are 7 pounds on the dot. That way, we hit that magic 21-pound broiler chicken weight. If you love to watch videos on the history of chickens, you would love this video on how one chicken changed an entire industry.